exhaustion I will have from going through just a little bit of volume 1 chemistry. I'm on my second year, finished it. Yeah, this book I plucked from that shelf over there is exactly what I'm studying. Crystals, X-ray, and proteins. This is so relevant to what I'm studying right now. Comprehensive protein crystallography. We studied this a lot in year 2.
Types of magic look like shadow magic. The caster must drape a cloth that has been infused with shadow magic over the area of pain. Then bind the edges to the skin with a protective spell. The veil will absorb the discomfort. The cloth should be left in place until the next sunrise, after which it must be burned, or the pain will return. Like a fancy band-aid. It's a box with ASMR theme. So this one is actually written by a fellow ASMRtist. Emma Whispers Red. I think we should probably say Miss Frizzle's Ancient Egypt otherwise. There's a bit too many books in this library with a similar title. Author Cole and Deacon. I'll just do the last names when there's more than one. Oh, we have to give it a stamp. You're absolutely right.
Fine. Just illustrations for you. Tom Wharton, you're a liar and a cheat. So you can see the accuser here looking smart in his top hat and suit, pointing at Tom Wharton, the supposed liar and cheat.
Sometimes there can just be a little bit of dust on there, and I don't like to send you home with that. So I am sensing a little bit of a theme with your book selections today. Yeah, this book doesn't look too dusty actually. I think it was, when was it last taken out? Yeah, so only a few months ago.
It's the 3rd edition, corrected and enlarged by the author, together with some marginal observations in a table, alphabetical at the end, alphabetical with 2 L's. Ex libris, man, hopefully someone can translate that. Collegiae, qua prodiderunt, qua prodiderunt, authors, long est, or est.
There is a beautiful layout and, of course, deluxe paintings, which are the jewels of this book. The font is very easy to read as well.
The layout. Well, you know what? For some people it doesn't matter, but for me, it's the entire experience of reading, isn't it? Or maybe that's just me. That's why I work at the library. Okay, that's option number 1.
A few minutes after 2 in the morning, Rebecca went to her work. This woke to the sound of a gunshot and sat up in bed. Well, to be completely accurate, she had no idea what time it was. She had moved into the ramshackle cottage, and although halfway up the mountain, it had taken her 2 days to realize that there was a worrisome soft spot in the kitchen floor.
Cool. Nice, nice. We'll add this to your 2 weeks. No, I think you'll be obsessed. You're gonna come back and ask where the Junji section is. Again, one of my favorite artists of all time. More mystery horror. Okay, well, we got a nice mystery book here. This one is Supermarket. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a artist, rapper named Logic.
But before you take it away, I need to take a note so I can remember who borrowed this book and when. Okay, so just wait a second. So the first book you got Taipei 2. It's a very, very old book. I think lately you only can get this book in our library. Pictures, which is very useful. So is this kind of thing you're thinking about? Yeah, okay, a reference book. There's a lot of information in here.
Okay, I'm going to put this aside and we're going to get into the rest of the book here. The third book, let's see what we got here. How many books? 4th, 5th, 7th. Oh man, there's a lot of books.
Here too. Symbols. 101. And here is interesting. How do you know if love is real or just an illusion? When Mel Snow meets the talented magician Toby Waring in a dusty roadside bar, she is instantly drawn to the brilliant.
Beautiful illustrated. But now there's some dark stories.
Okay, so you see that there's no damage. The book is in good condition. We cross out the date on both cards here. We take the patron record.
That was a good one. Check out the back cover. Ooh. A lovely purple. Perhaps we put the card in before we stick. Bad Kitty is in the system. Okay. The next books are actually the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yes, dealing with negative feelings that can surround parenting. Great book. I actually think someone checked that out last month and they loved it.
man alone hath grey hairs, whereas it cannot escape the eyes, and the ordinary observations of all men, that horses, dogs, and foxes wax grey. Well, I'll leave it in. Even in matters wherein it's expected a strict and definitive truth, extenuating their affirmations with something as Dioscorides, Galen, Aristotle, and many more. Others here say
sometimes there can just be a little bit of dust on there, and I don't like to send you home with that. So I am sensing a little bit of a theme with your book selections today.
Collegier, qua prodiderunt, qua prodiderunt, authors, long est.
A few minutes after 2 in the morning, Rebecca went to her work. This woke to the sound of a gunshot and sat up in bed. Well, to be completely accurate, she had no idea what time it was. She had moved into the ramshackle cottage, and although halfway up the mountain, it had taken her 2 days to realize that there was a worrisome soft spot in the kitchen floor.
So the first book you got Taipei 2. It's a very, very old book. I think lately you only can get this book in our library.
Open packages way too many times in my lifetime to be as careless as I was about to be. And I'm in Florida in the United States, so this took a nice long trip over.
Travel's guide, right? Okay. It does specify here that this book does have a little bit of damage. Is that okay for you at this time?
You'll have to let me know what you think about it when you bring it back. I'd be really interested to discuss the different theories. There's a lot of theories, particularly online, on Reddit. It is quite interesting to kind of look at people's opinions, but I do think this book is a really good starting place. Okay, absolutely we can, so let's go ahead and search it. No, that's okay. Sometimes they can just suddenly pop in your mind, can't they, when you're talking about books generally. Okay. Do you know the author's name? Don't worry, let's go and have a search for you. Frozen extraction. Ice magic, mirror magic. The caster must hold their hands over a bowl of water, visualizing the pain flowing into it. Use ice magic to freeze the liquid, then shatter the ice. Healing light. A spell that summons a soft golden light to heal minor physical ailments and ease emotional pain. You still have that cut above your eyebrow?
I'm just happy I can thumb through the pages of this book much more easily than my astronomy book, because I still want to go back and look at that book. But another also of the same title by Plegan Traianus, translated by Zylander, all whereof make good of the promise of their titles, and may be read with caution.
Yes, please have a seat and we can get your information down. Also, your birthday.
The isolation aspect, it reminds me a little bit of Shutter Island, perhaps. Love that movie, one of my favorites. Indoor plants, they're tricky. Yeah, I could definitely read a book on them. Okay, this next one I thought might be fun because it's a little bit more lighthearted.
Obviously, identification as well. Sometimes called dandelion milk, is useful to treat itches. Oh, here it is. It explains how to make your own salve.
Let's see here. To the side, we have Simplicity of Parenting, using the extraordinary power of less stories, calmer, happier, and more secure kids. Okay. You actually have a couple books that are due tomorrow. Do you know that?
We're trained nowadays to think of the natural world, things outside our brains, as being these lifeless, dead, just objects that we can manipulate and have no soul or spiritual significance.
If you have a spell for it, it is in here. If you can think it up, it is in here. Here we go. Here is spell number 222. Doing a spell before a long journey or holiday, vacation. It tells you what you will need: a tube of glitter, piece of paper, and a blue pen.
These pages are nice and crisp. Alright. Okay. We might have a card for this.
Good. Just let me put all of this in a bag. And the bookmark.
I feel like it's only right. This book was probably read by candlelight until like 100 years ago, so let's make it at home.